Hi ladies and gents, Pond here with another video for Rise of Empires Ice and Fire. Today it's part one of a 6-part series that I'm going to be doing on the different elements of counters and crowd control within Rise of Empires. So during battles, if you've watched videos, you would have seen various things flashing up on the screen: disarm, silence, suppressed. And I wanted to, and they're noted in various hero skills, so I wanted to do some quick guides on each element so you have a better understanding of what they're doing. So part one is about disarm. Disarmed, basically it just stops the troops from basic attacking in that squad. That's what it does. So we're going to get straight in to a video from a heroes duel battle that I had this week, and I'm just going to show you it first in action. So we'll just go to a suitable battle. Here we go. So this is my Brave, Rosen, Lionheart combo, and Brave has on his second skill, it's a disarm, and it's an 80% chance to disarm 2 of the enemy squads for the first 3 turns. So it's 80% chance, so it's not guaranteed. So you would have seen the first front row squad from the opponent did actually attack my troops. And now we're going to see, there we go, disarmed. That is the skill activating on the middle row of the opponent's footmen and on the back row. So on turn 1, both times it did activate. So you're only going to get a maximum chance of it activating 6 times with Brave. As I say, it's 2 squads for the first 3 turns. That's it, and it's 80% chance. So let's see what happens in round 2 of the battle. There we go, disarmed middle row again. And disarm to the back row. And what this is doing is it's giving you an advantage at the start of the battle. You're preventing your opponent from doing damage to you while you're reducing their troop count. So you immediately have an edge for the remaining 5 rounds of the battle in the case of Brave with his skill. Now on turn 3, I think we're going to see that it doesn't activate on these occasions. Yeah, so the middle row did just attack us for the first time. And the back row. So that is all the disarming. We're going to speed through this video now. So that is all the disarming that we had from Brave's skill in this video. Now, there are actually 5 heroes that have the ability to disarm in the game. So I'm going to quickly kind of highlight which heroes they are, and then go through which skills do that, just to kind of give you an idea. And I'll also kind of place them in what order I think are most effective at doing this. There are also, on top of the 5 that have it as a kind of offensive skill element to themselves, there are actually another 2 heroes in the game that disarm themselves. So I'm going to kind of, again, highlight who they are, what skills affect that, and why. So we'll just wait for this battle to finish, and then we'll get straight into the first hero. And the first hero is actually going to be Jade Eagle. It would be really good if the devs actually had a ×10 speed on these battles, even though I guess it would be pretty much of a blur with so much going on. Now, the reason I'm doing these videos as well is that as we get further into the game, hero skills become more complicated, they become more powerful, then actually countering and CCing, crowd controlling heroes is going to become an increasingly important element in the game. And you're going to see pretty much all of the top heroes will have an element in their arsenal that is related to these skills. So let's go straight into, as I say, Jade Eagle, which is the first hero I wanted to talk about with disarming. So Jade Eagle, I don't have him in my account, so we'll just have to scroll down to his base there. So his His fifth skill, Heart-Seeking Strike. 1 turn prep, 30% chance to deal 310% damage to all enemy squads. And then it has this secondary element to it depending on who you're fighting against, what troop type it is. So making the enemy footmen can't recover units, enemy cavalry combat skill damage -50. And then here is the element for disarm with Jade Eagle. So enemy archers are disarmed. It lasts 1 turn. It affects all 3 of the squads. So that is 1 times 3. It's pretty good in that regard, but you're only getting a 30% chance. Plus it requires 1 turn prep. So if it activates on the 8th turn, it's not going to actually action in time. So you're probably looking at this activating best case scenario a couple of times in a battle. Best case scenario. And the reason that I've kind of put him at the bottom of the list is because it's only applicable if you're against archers. If you're against footmen or cavalry, it doesn't disarm. So that in terms of just looking specifically at disarming, that is why this skill for Jade Eagle isn't as good as the other heroes that we're going to look at. But if you want to see that in action, why not check out my Spectral Reaper hero guide. You'll see one of the videos there. It was a Jade Eagle up against a Spectral Reaper, and you'll see the impact that Jade Eagle had. You know, the hero that had disarming has the biggest impact on will be Spectral Reaper, because a lot of his buffs, a lot of his power comes from the additional damage that he gives to his troops' basic attacks. So let's go on to the next hero, which is Divine Arrow. So let's go straight up here, Divine Arrow. And Divine Arrow's disarming element is in his second skill for Heaven. It's a 25% chance to deal 280% damage to 2 random enemy squads within range, disarming them for 1 turn. So that's only 1 times 2, and it's only 25% chance. So, but it is applicable for all troop types. So that's why I've kind of given him a slightly higher rating. But 25% chance, I mean, again, really best case scenario, this is going to activate 2 or 3 times in a battle. Best case scenario. And it's only affecting 2 random enemy troops. So on to the third hero, who is Inquisitor, S2 Archer hero. And again, his disarming element is in his second skill. So 1 turn prep, 30% chance to attack all squads, and then give the disarm status to the enemy squad. Enemy unable to perform a normal attack, lasts for 2 turns. Now, in terms of the impact that this has, this is equal with the next 2 heroes that we're looking at, but it again requires 1 turn prep, so you're missing out if it activates on the 8th turn. It's only a 30% chance. It is a combat skill. It can be silence suppressed. So there's various ways that it could be stopped from actually launching. It's only 30% chance on top of that as well. So there's multiple elements here that are restricting this skill from getting off. But the fact that it does actually last for 2 turns and it impacts on 3 squads is beneficial. Next hero is Skybreaker, S3 Archer's hero. So Skybreaker has skill 5, isn't it? Yeah. Soul of the Mountain. It's a prep skill, so it can't be silenced. And this is going to take effect for the first 2 turns. It impacts 3 random enemy squads within effective range, and it's going to disarm them. It's going to disarm, 2 random enemy squads, making them unable to basic attack. So that is 2 turns, 2 squads. So that's a total of 4. But there's less chance for this to actually stop happening. So that's a kind of why I've rated it higher. Again, Skybreaker, that you'll see a lot of this. So for him, it's in the first 2 rounds of the battle. It's all about giving you that buffer, getting ahead in the battle in the first few turns. Which leads us, of course, to S4, the Brave, who I think has the top range in terms of this ability, in terms of this counter. I have the Brave in my account maxed, and as you saw in the video, so his skill 2, it's a prep skill again, so less likely to be stopped, and it's It will impact 2 random enemy squads. First 3 turns of the battle, 80% chance each turn to disarm 2 enemy squads within range. Often this will activate all 6 times, so disarming 2 squads for the first 3 turns. That gives you a really good chance to get ahead in the battle. And his 5th skill is also a counter as well. So the Brave is all about kind of support, giving you a head start in the battle and restricting what the opponent does. He's kind of a full-on, well, he definitely is a full-on support hero in that regard. So those are the 5 heroes that have the disarm as a combat element to them. Now let's talk about the 2 heroes that have it as part of their own skills and disarm their own troops. So first off, we've got Living Saint. So on Living Saint's 8th skill, Heaven Falls, this is a status skill, so it is guaranteed to work, and it just impacts on her own squad. And so during the battle, hero squad cannot basic attack. Has 35% increased skill damage and also deals 301% skill damage to a random enemy squad within range. So what this is doing is effectively, it's what they're kind of implying is that by not, your troops are not basic attacking, so they are disarmed, but you're kind of channeling that then into your hero skills, and it's giving you this guaranteed damage every single turn. So that's 3,010% damage. Sorry, no, it's not, is it? 2,408% damage across the battle from this skill. And that's why you'll see in the battle that Living Saint's troops will not basic attack, because she's actually disarmed them herself. The other hero to have this ability is Valkyrie. So Valkyrie is a back row SX3 footman hero, and she has this as part of her 2nd skill, Prayer of Forbearance. So there is 100, and this is a combat skill, but the wording and the style is basically the same as what Living Saints does. So it's 100% chance to make self squad unable to attack. So that's the disarm element, and then it gives bonus increased damage for 2 turns, and then deals a set amount of damage. But the increased damage for the skills is less, and the actual damage that this specific skill does is less as well compared to Living Saint. But it's still applicable for 1 enemy squad. So again, with the Valkyrie, if this skill is activating, and again, it can be silenced, it can be suppressed. So with this one, it's possible that actually with the Valkyrie, you will see, if say she is silenced or suppressed, then actually this skill does not activate, and then you would see her troops basic attack. But if you see Prayer of Forbearance activate on your battle video, then her troops won't basic attack because she's disarming herself. And there we go, guys. That is all the information about disarming. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, then why not click on that like down below. And if this is the first video that you're watching on my channel, or if you haven't already anyway, why not click on that subscribe and ring the bell so you can get notifications whenever I'm dropping videos on the channel. As I say, I'm going to be doing another 5 parts to this series. Part 2 is going to be on silencing. And if you have enjoyed the content on my channel, why not share it amongst your province chat, alliance chat, and through guild chat for those of you in Eden. And also, if you use WhatsApp line, Discord and Viber to communicate with your fellow players in the game, then a share of the channel on there would be absolutely brilliant. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.